Welcome back to the Realist Reviews. Today's review is focused on iCarly, Season 1, Episode 13, the Season 1 finale entitled iReturn to Webicon. And the official synopsis of iReturn to Webicon is Carly and the gang travel to Webicon where they run into a familiar face. I felt like this was a nice season ender as it did somewhat end on a cliffhanger with Carly's storyline, but still a cool episode to say the least. And just before I give up my review, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me what I should review next. Here we go. So the episode begins with just Carly and the entire gang at her place. They're just talking about the Webicon Awards as Carly is supposed to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award and everything. Carly and the entire gang, they're all excited and they're all going on this trip to an island that supposedly has lavish tree houses. And I didn't get the reference at first, but it was definitely sounding like the Fire Festival, where this festival was going to have everything extremely like crazy, all good. But we all know how that turned out to be. Wes is coming along in the trip, so is Harper's boss, Double Dutch. And when they get to the island site, just like the Fire Festival, it's all bad. No tree houses and just a whole bunch of just clickbaity stuff, to say the least. Carly is still tries to help the gang just to remain positive and be focused and everything, but the gang is having none of that. Meanwhile, Spencer and Freddie, they talk for a little bit as Spencer tries to encourage Freddie not to give up his dreams of developing his therapy dog app called Kevin, as apparently this is not the first time Freddie has developed an app. Spencer once lended money to Freddie to develop an app, but it failed miserably. So Spencer and Millicent tried to find somebody in the woods somewhere that will help Freddie find an investor. And then meanwhile, Carly and Harper, they're just talking about different things, figuring things out. Carly brings up her ex as well. And look and behold, Carly's ex, Beau, comes out of nowhere. And as it turns out, he is the one that is giving the award to Carly. And apparently, Beau had a secret treehouse that he never told Carly or anybody else. And this treehouse is lavish. It looks nice, has a bidet. Harper enjoys the bidet and everything. He offers the entire gang to stay at the treehouse. Carly at first is hesitant, but with Harper's encouragement, she just says, all right then. So then Millicent and Spencer decide to talk to Beau and see that if he'll try to become an investor to Freddie's app. And Freddie somehow was able to present his app, explain what it is, and it has the attention of Beau. And it seems as if that Freddie may have a new investor for the app. So meanwhile, we see Wes, who's a little bit jealous of Beau and everything in Carly's relationship, as it seems as if Beau is trying to show off and everything else. And that's how it continues throughout the entire day and night as well, as the entire gang decide to have a campfire to eat marshmallows, and they use Double Dutch's dress to do so, as her dress was made out of just marshmallows. Double Dutch is justifiably upset. Beau continues to show off for Carly. Wes gets really annoyed at that part. And to make things worse, it starts to rain. And so the entire gang has to go into the treehouse. And it doesn't get any better from there. Carly and Wes start to argue. Freddie is still thinking of more ideas. Spencer is in his own mind with his headphones listening to music. And everybody else just freaks out when the treehouse basically starts to twist, wobble in different directions. And when it seems as if like it stops, the tree house is basically destroyed when the ceiling caves in. So the next day, Carly and Harper, they're trying to figure out what to do next. They're all in their dress and everything. And so Harper and Double Dutch talk about their professional relationship, and the two come to a truce. The two agree on like certain things, but then long story short, they make out. Freddie finds out the truth about Bew and how Millicent and Spencer talked to him about potentially becoming an investor, but Freddie decides to not give up on his therapy dog Zap, and Wes and Carly talk, and Wes decides to make like a fake award ceremony with the entire gang as well. And Bew and Wes, they both give Carly like different awards. And so this is where we somewhat end on a cliffhanger with both of the guys telling Carly that they love her. Carly says that she thanks the Lord, a few other people, and the entire gang are rescued. Somewhere later down the line, we see the entire gang being interviewed about their time at Webicon, because I think in real life, there was a Fire Festival documentary with people that was actually there talking about their experience. So it's like a parody of that. And the episode basically ends with just Freddie announcing that he suffered a very horrible pain. I'm not going to say where. And he also got his app. So more power to him. That's how the episode basically ends. And I enjoyed this episode for what it was. I'm actually glad that it did end on a somewhat of a cliffhanger with Carly's relationship. And yeah, some of the things that I enjoyed about this episode was the parody of the Fire Festival, basically dissing them with the tree houses and everything else. The tree house being destroyed, wobbling and everything. That was pretty funny to say the least. And I would give out some of my predictions for season 2, because we know it's going to happen and what I would like to see in season 2. What I think will happen in season 2 is that Carly will definitely figure out who to choose between Wes and Bew, and that's not going to be an easy decision. Harper and Double Dutch possibly getting into a relationship together, it seems like something that will happen in season 2, but I can definitely guarantee that it is definitely going to cause some type of ruckus with those two. Freddie and his therapy dog Zap, I have a feeling he's going to be working on that throughout the entire season. I was glad that we got to see many surprising returns throughout this season when it came to a few characters such as Nora, Principal Ted, Neville. I would like to see more guests come back for season 2. Like, I was really surprised that Gibby did not make an appearance at all. Sam is definitely understandable. Out of all, I enjoyed this season for what it was. It was actually pretty good in my opinion. And until next time, everybody, goodbye.